Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Okay. We'll go in. Is this synced up? Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, my fingers look gross. 1.
Nah, I see it
And
clear.
good. Okay. Uh, Tell me if you hear the intro. I think so. Oh, oh,
I hear it.
hey, hey. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let it
Uh,
ring out for a little bit. And welcome to the locker room.
welcome
Different formatting,
for sure. Uh,
right?
yeah,
We're
remote
not sitting side by
version,
side.
virtual version,
Yeah,
whatever you want to
there we
call it.
go.
Yeah, we're here.
Well, someone decided to abandon ship and go on pat leave, you know?
Yeah, and I definitely did. It's
Yeah,
been,
that's okay.
yeah, it's been a journey.
It's been pretty okay, yeah.
Yeah,
New dad and all.
yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed every bit of it. Actually, it's been good.
Okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
yeah.
The little one's kicking, stomping up a storm.
Yeah, yeah, he's pretty chill though, but just being around him, I can't, I just like being around. It's funny, he's weird, he's there. I keep having to remind myself that, I don't
There's
have,
a little creature.
well, that he's not going anywhere.
Oh, it's true.
you
Fair
know?
enough. You can't say good deal, walk out of
yeah.
the place, right?
Yeah, he's not I'm not giving him back to anybody else. He's staying with us for the whole time. So, yeah.
Yeah, the family of two turns into family of three very quickly.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. But I enjoy it. Yeah. I enjoy it.
Well, anyways, sorry for the delay in recording for us, though.
Yeah.
We've got everything figured out, and we're gonna continue this ball rolling with the podcast here with a nice setup. I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with me now.
Yeah. What's up with
I'm
you?
just kind of vibing,
Yeah.
the usual, just kicking butt, I guess. Just trying to figure out how to run our podcast and what servers to use. I don't know if we can say it just yet, but and then trying to figure out how to upload it to different platforms. But we got that settled. So
yeah.
the locker room will be on a few different platforms in the
Mm.
next little bit here. What else is new with me? My birthday is
Tomorrow.
the
Haha.
lovely 10th year, so I will be turning
oh.
a old 27.
yeah. Oh,
Oh,
super
yeah.
old. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to pluck out a gray hair. Like a gray hair came in for the first time.
Oh.
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at you.
And then I got like a gray facial hair one too. I don't have facial hair really, but something came up.
I try to leave it.
Yeah, I know. Nos is trying to be too nice there.
yeah,
Not
like
comment on that last one.
and you
But
facial hair. Okay.
yeah, it takes me like 3 months. I save on razor prices. That's all you say.
Yeah.
Once every 2 years, I'm like, what was it the Avatar from the Last Airbender? I
Oh.
don't know.
Like okay.
Yeah, 1 in 100 years I come back, and then my facial hair
Oh.
doubles.
Yeah.
My next reincarnation, I'll have a thick
A
bearded
thick beard.
Viking man.
That's what's
I
coming.
don't know. I think so.
I gotta go. Yeah. Anyway, we're not
You
gonna
got, you
talk
got a
too
little
much
trim
about
up? No,
grooming.
it's okay.
I haven't. I haven't
Oh,
since he was born.
hey, that's
Yeah.
okay.
I
That's
haven't been
okay.
to the.
Okay,
Yeah.
so today's conversation, we're going to do our intention setting, get a
Yeah.
conversation started up again, and try setting some ideas. But our topic today is going to be about role modeling, as
Mhm.
you are a lovely new father, and as we discuss about who has affected our lives and who's um, helped us become the people we are, for better or for worse,
Right.
I guess. But topic. So let's pass the mic over to you now.
Yeah, we get to figure out what makes us these crazy individuals that we are today, that you see in front
Yeah.
of you usually, or uh, what has built that up, and also, how to become, role models for others. The different things that you need, because everybody isn't the best role model. So let's talk about that. We'll talk about some of that stuff too, right? Like, and some people are great role models, but they don't apply to your life. One person,
Yes.
somebody that one rule that's good for role models that we'll talk about before, but just simply so people talk. It's like it's have what you like. People who have what you want, but have also been where you've been, right? Because some people, let's say something simple. I want a lot of money. Well, some people have money their whole lives, so they'll talk to you about money, but they can't tell you how to go from where your position is to where their position is because they've never done it, right?
Yep.
So things like that, right? So people have been where you've been. And, you know, some people who, or at least people who are aware that they haven't been where you've been. So they know when they're talking to you. And that's direct role models. There's also people from afar, right, that you're just watching and you kind of emulate and try to follow too. So there's so many different aspects of that conversation, right? So many different parts of it that we can dive into and really illuminate, shed some light on. And then, of course, there's the personal aspect of becoming that role modeling for like kids or something, right? Or people around.
That's a big one for you.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
a big one.
So like with that becoming of the role model side, right? That's really honestly foundational to what we're talking about becoming that male figure for men in masculinity or just people with masculinity in general, right? Becoming that figure that people lean on, discuss to, and share those deeper emotions with, right? And the foundational part of that masculine vulnerability side is that you can also relate back, right,
Right.
to yourself in some sense. You have that deeper connection with yourself. And I find, well, we talk about this here when we look at that tree analogy, right, is we lay down that foundation of integrity and vulnerability and the ability to look outward and inward. But then once we start developing those fruits, as you like to say there, the fruits and leaves, right, things that you can pass on to the next generation, this is how we push the avenue for, I don't like the term positive masculinity. I actually love the term positive masculinity.
Right.
But how we push the avenue for positive masculinity and rewriting the narrative of what it means to be a masculine figure in people's lives right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know, like, especially if you write that narrative in that negative connotation, right? And you can kind of see it in how being a man is looking like right now with the alpha male status and all that stuff, right? It's
Right.
pushing that negative avenue of role modeling and leadership, right? Like we talked about before, the cigar swilling, not the good stuff,
Right.
right? The putting down of others, the very hostile, confrontational, violent nature of masculinity, right? But if we can shift that narrative and use our vulnerability and push vulnerability as that narrative about saying like, hey, these guys are actually hurting. I'm hurting, right?
Right.
But I can share with others. I can share with the youth and the ones that I want to pass on my information with, and then that feedback loop to me. I can heal from sharing my knowledge. I can heal from sharing my vulnerability with others.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And being that example, like you said, for the basis of the tree, right? Starting with the roots and all the way up to the leaves, like, and to the fruit, right? So from the root to the fruit, if the roots are bad, then the fruit's bad too, right? What you pass to others is also going to be bad. So it doesn't matter how much information you may have, but if you're not fully healthy at the root level, which is the integrity level, right? That level of honesty with self, like you're talking about, that and then once you are honest with self, you're able to share that and actually express that to others, and that's that trunk level, right? So that once you practice those things, water your tree that way, make sure your tree is has all its nutrients and is healthy, then the fruit that you pass along, which is your ability to be a role model, your ability to communicate those principles to other people, your ability to not only communicate them verbally, but actually to exemplify, to show them, right? Like, and see, because at the end of the day, that's the biggest thing I find about role modeling. Oh, it doesn't matter what you say. Like, that's the thing. Like, role modeling it's modeling. It's not just speaking to people or telling people what to do. Because at the end of the day, nobody follows what nobody follows that. They follow what they see, right? They
Everyone's gonna pick and choose things that apply to them, even if it's something, a figure that doesn't fully apply or is even close to
Yeah.
their life, right? You pick and choose those values that you get from people.
Right, right. That's why I always tell people, like, because people get caught up in that too. Like, well, I tell them what to do. It's like, but what do you? They won't listen to me. But what do you show them though? You know what I mean? Like you could tell people anything, but what do you show them? If you, it's contradictory. We're confused. Like we're human beings, man. We pick up on attributes, physical things. We learn by seeing, and we mimic and we follow. So if you are saying something and contradicts what you do, then the people you're talking to are just walk away confused.
Oh
They're
yeah,
like, what the,
right. Like
you know?
for lessons to be learned and for confusion not to happen, right?
Yeah.
You have to have both the what, so the action, the intent, all that jazz there. But you also have to have the why of it as well, right? And
Right.
the why are the values that you take away from those individuals, right? Or
Right.
those figures, right?
Exactly.
So for myself, like when I look at role modeling, it's honestly one of the foundational ways of learning that you learn actually when you look at adolescent development and development of children, right? As that vicarious experience, right? Learning by just watching others, learning by seeing figures in your life changing, growing, applying their knowledge to the world that you then slowly adapt,
Right.
right? But as you get older, right, simple action needs the whys, right? You hear those games that kids always ask, right? Is that the why game,
Right.
asking further and further and further.
Right.
But when you look at that why game, it's so important to continue on doing that, right? And asking why these people have an effect on you and why these people's actions have an effect on you, right?
Right.
Um,
And also,
so like for oh no, you go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say like because you were just talking about like even in adolescence, but like and not forgetting, and again we're gonna get into this further, but not forgetting that this never stops really. Like this whole role modeling idea goes into we should hold on to it because we have this idea, or we sometimes fall into this train of thought that as adults we no longer like we know things now, like we no longer
Yep,
like we stop growing, we get stagnant, and
yep.
the whole thing is like honestly it's the best way to learn, it's the best way to accomplish goals is to find people who literally are accomplishing those goals and to immerse yourself in those people or surround yourself if it's possible to surround yourself by those people say that all the time, we hear that all the time, surround yourself by the people who's
Yeah.
are doing the things you want to do. It's true though, it's just something simple that people see differently. And it
Yep.
applies to anything, whether it could be physical goals, especially we're both in the physical, like in the field. Imagine how many people that we train that if they just would immerse themselves around people who are healthy or more have a more healthy mindset as far as physical health, right? They would immerse themselves in that group. How much might change if they were just around that constantly and they didn't reject it
I mean,
immediately.
we see it every day, to be
Right.
honest, working as personal trainers. Is
Right.
this like, it isn't, a lot of times people think it's a kind of solitary endeavor, right?
Right.
You're pushing for your goals, you're pushing to figure out what your goals are, what the next steps are.
Hmm.
But it isn't really until people start doing, like, say, group classes or just start talking to people around them that they're like, hey, other people are going through this exact same struggles
Yep.
as me,
Yep.
and all these other people have figured out different little tidbits that I can then start applying to myself,
Yep.
right? And this is kind of the difference between I can never say these words, but they're my favorite words to say, is andragogy and pedagogy, right? Is like the difference between learning by someone lecturing and teaching and becoming the role model figure or the person that disseminates information versus a person that is going into a circumstance and everyone learning together.
Right.
As adults, that's where we pick up the most information and that we are able to learn and apply that why to ourselves.
Right.
And that why once again appears and becomes so important for us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And that's where, so just the whole idea, like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like there's, and now I'm going to speak to the negative side of it, of social
Okay.
media and everything. Cause
Yep.
you kind of touched on it too, right? Like the dangers of that, because there's so much information. There's such, that we're being blasted with constantly, misinformation, things that we may look at or glorify or look up to, or people that we may look up to that we shouldn't, right? Or
Yep.
that don't deserve that title
That pedestal
that
of
pedestal,
role.
yeah, of role model
Yeah.
for you, right, in your life. So that's a dangerous. It's definitely a dangerous landscape to navigate nowadays because information and people are everywhere. Like,
Oh my
and
goodness, it's
everybody's
a
an
flood.
expert. And for example, because I took a lot of information when the baby was coming, all this stuff, but oh my
Yep.
gosh, like my algorithm is flooded with everybody who's a baby expert nowadays. I mean,
Everyone's the baby whisperer, better
everybody.
for worse, right?
Like, oh, like I had one kid yesterday, so I'm an expert. Let me tell you exactly what I did to make everything perfect. And it's like, yo, like, it is like some people had 6 kids. Some people, it's like, but everything's different. But everybody just claims to be the expert, right? And it's very hard to decipher even in that, like, who legitimately, and I'm not saying that you can't know what worked for you from experience, but who legitimately has put in work to research, to actually educate themselves, who are, might have a title or degree or something, and that you don't have to have it, but has actually put in the work to really educate themselves beyond their own experience and saying this is what it is because this is what helped worked for me, right? And it's just like information overload, and that's just one topic, and it's everywhere. I mean,
Well, this is the thing, though, right? Is you have to take that information and then apply it to yourself, right?
right,
Regardless of where this information is coming from and the extent of it, understanding your own why, and then realizing that these other figures they have their pros and cons, right? Looking at figures throughout, well, in the space of health and fitness and stuff like that, there's a lot of figures that will kind of discuss about those fast treatments, the fast ways of losing
right,
weight or getting muscle or whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, you have to figure out what your why is and how it relates to your goals, and then figure out what these people are saying, and those little aspects once again that decipher and get put into your own understanding of things, right?
no.
Because we've talked about before at the very first conversation is everyone has their own unique experience in life, including babies, and that's why you can't really parent the same way for any single child,
No.
because every baby is different, every human is different, every person is different, everyone has had their own separate roadmaps,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And how does this information apply to your roadmap allows you to navigate the, I'm going to say the word, shitwad of information out there.
Because there's a
Right?
ton, and that's the thing. That's where it starts with you first. You have to understand yourself first, because you can get caught up in like we say, a role model or looking for role models in this world. You'll get caught up
Yeah.
as the wind blows. If your roots aren't strong, you're not solidly planted into the ground, then it'll take you whichever direction you'll go. You'll just go whichever direction looks good in the moment, which is why I always
Yep.
tell people, write down what's important to you first, figure you out, because
Hmm.
sure, somebody's like, there's going to be somebody money wise and be like, oh, I became a millionaire last night from selling pencils, shavings.
I was worried where you're going to go with that.
I
I
don't
was
know.
like, oh, please choose a
Yeah.
respectful.
But that's the thing. Like, when people are like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to be a millionaire, I'm going to follow them. But do you want to sell pencil shavings? Are you interested
Yeah.
in pencil shavings at all? Are you even going to follow
Right?
through? Not at all. And that's what people find
100%.
themselves halfway through, like, but I don't want to do this. And that's just a simplistic way of looking at it. But that's why I'm just piggybacking off what you're saying. It's important to figure out you, your why, what works for you, who you are as well before you start deciding on what aspects you're going to chase in others.
Yep.
You know?
That was a good like tie-in segue. That was nice. That was good.
You know?
Yeah, I was gonna start talking about Shrek again, but yeah, no, that was good. I like that better.
No.
I've been missing the Shrek talks.
Shrek talks.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this while we have some more time here.
Okay.
Where do you find your role models?
Where do I find my role models?
Yeah.
Really, this is okay. So it's kind of all over the place. Really, it's certain people
Okay.
in my lives that have made impressions on me, but that it's an overall picture, right? They live a certain way that I want to live, right? They like because one role model that I have that I do know, like it's more of a mentor, but even him, it's like the way he's financially pretty set, is pretty stable, well, pretty beyond stable. It's financially pretty good, right? But the way he did it is the way I'd like to make money. It's not just that he's stable; it's how he did it, and it's how he does it, and also still is able to take care of his family, spend time with his family. It's not just so. It's really a criteria how I run
Okay.
into my, like I don't want to just, oh, this person has a lot of money, so he's my role model now.
I
Like,
have a beautiful segue.
okay,
What are those 4 criterias you have, Nas, that
oh.
you organize things in? Hey, look at that segue.
Oh, 4 criteria. So,
Hey, pretty good, eh?
yeah, yeah. So you can find people within these criteria, but just understand that they're professionals in these certain criteria, right? So, like, it
Mhm.
always is spiritual, emotional, physical, and financial, right? Or the
Yeah.
4 quadrants that I look into. Like,
Uh-huh.
spiritual being like your belief in self, your understanding of who you are and your place in this world, right? So there's certain people who are great at that, and that are great at emotional mastery, like we're talking about, being able to control their emotions in the room, being able to express and share who they are, vulnerable, and all these things. But they stay level and even keel. They're not able to just be thrown off by people or other people in the room. They just
Yep.
stay on their own key. There's people who are experts in that, and it's like those are people that is like, okay, that's going to be my role model. Now that same person might not be as physically fit as I'd like to be, so they're not going to be my physical role model either, right? So it's all around those 4 quadrants that I look into, right? Physical and financial, but it always kind of goes into that order: spiritual, emotional, physical, and financial are interchangeable. Usually, if people are pretty emotionally and spiritually sound, then they're usually pretty emotionally sound. Usually,
Hmm.
it starts one with the other. It's hard to be in emotional mastery without understanding yourself first.
Well, 100%.
So,
And like diversifying what that spiritual side says, right? It's not necessarily like a religious
no,
context or anything
no,
like
not
that,
at all.
but it's just about that deeper understanding of your
Of you,
beliefs, your understandings about yourself, right?
exactly.
And like for me, it's along those same lines, right? First of all, any financial leaders or role models or figures, any behavioral modeling, any behavioral figures in your life, any social figures, right? And then any it's kind of harder to say. It's kind of weird one to say, but any like biological. So same idea, physical aspects and stuff like that. But he says 4 quadrants. I say biopsychosocial. Same difference, but just looking at what your needs are, right? And it's that whole adage of the lovely Maslow hierarchy
Yeah.
of well-being, right? And
Mhm.
at the top is making sure that you are content with yourself. At the very bottom, the base, that structure is making sure you have everything you need to survive,
Right.
right? And in somewhere in between is going to be that financial to security side of things, right?
Right.
And then self-actualization is at the very top where you realize who you are. And you have to build that foundation first to work your way up, of course, but making sure you find that deeper understanding, looking for that deeper understanding, that spiritual side
Right.
is kind of that final piece of the puzzle that we're looking for. But making sure you take care of your body, mind, and soul kind of deal, right?
100%. 100%. And finding those people, right? It's just those people that have those impacts on you in life, and understanding that just don't let, and for me, it's the quadrants thing. It's like what's important is just don't let people bleed through quadrants if they're not qualified.
Yes,
You know?
100%.
So,
I was about to say the same thing. It's
yeah.
just like people are experts in very specific and precise things,
Right.
right? It's the same thing as when you look at science and literature and research is probably don't listen to like I'm going to say this controversial thing to say, but don't look at the chiropractor for like nutrition advice, right?
Right.
They didn't go to school for that.
No.
Right?
You are
Is
right.
right? That's the thing, right? They didn't go to school for that. They didn't learn. They didn't understand. They didn't apply their knowledge, their roadmap into learning that one specific thing. Right?
Right.
It doesn't bleed over, right? You have to apply the knowledge that you know into the areas that they know,
Right.
right?
And
Once you start bleeding over and right
no,
around, that's a scary place to be.
exactly. And definitely vet them for it too, because I also like I'm
Yep.
kind of play devil's advocate. There might be a person that's a chiropractor that that has actually, and this is where the vetting process. Like, yes, they're a chiropractor, but maybe once you talk to them, you realize that they've put extensive work into increasing their nutritional knowledge. Like,
Yeah.
they've really put in the work. Like
Like,
it's
really put.
really put in the work. There's proof for it, right? Like, not just they say they know.
Yeah.
You can find out now that, and it's like, okay, you know more than me, then I still take that. But it's a vetting process. We just don't accept everybody. And that's a big part of, finding those role models and everything is that vetting process is super important because it's your livelihood that's kind of on the line, right? If you're going to follow this person off, not follow, but if you're going to pretty much follow this person and kind of model yourself after this person or take things from this person, you want to make sure that you're going in the right direction, the direction that you want to go. Because if not, then it becomes a waste of time later. And that sucks.
Well, and
Not
a
a
lot
waste.
of times, like, not a waste.
Yes, not a waste, but
a lot of times too, like I'm gonna say this is, you can have good role models, you can have bad role models, but at the end of the day, you can take away key points from both types of role models,
yeah,
right? Which is good. You don't have to have a good role model in your life to take away some valuable points.
no,
Hard to say, right?
no. Well, this is the thing. So, okay, so I want to talk
Yeah.
about that too. Well, all right, 'cause
Okay.
we're going to get too much into this, but yes, it's just remember. So, because there's a key point that people always hearing this. I've heard it. Used to say it actually about growing up, and like for me personally, it's like I'll be nothing like my father.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, my half brother, when I met him and everything, he used to say the same thing. He still says the same thing. And I used to tell him, it's a realization I made a long time ago. It's like, if you concentrate and you're saying just take the lesson and move on, but people can get focused on that. Like,
Yep.
I'm not going to be like, well, you can be nothing like him and still be a horrible father. There's like a million ways to be a bad
100%.
father, right? Like, you don't
100%.
have to pick his way. So concentrate. So, well, you take that lesson that you're not going to be like that one. Make sure you find a good one or something, you know what I'm saying, that you're focusing, that you're putting your energy
Once
towards.
again, figure out your why and what growth means to you.
Exactly.
First,
Exactly.
right? Before you start putting people into good and bad categories.
Yes.
Right? I just on that note, I've been talking to my brothers recently, and they both had kids recently as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember growing up, and we always talked about how we'll never be like my dad.
Yeah.
We'll never be like him. And then one day, I kind of just looked at them and was like, "Oh shit, we're exactly like dad."
Right.
Like, oh, we took those valuable aspects that he passed down to us and that we pulled away from him, and it really shaped who we became, right?
Right.
And then obviously not everyone is perfect, and some people have, well, everyone has one or two downsides, I guess,
Right.
that you can put in a place, but we learned from those and we grew through discussions about our role models,
Yeah.
right, as well.
Yeah.
So trying to figure out where our behaviors and interactions and where these things have came from, to be honest, allows you to then add on to your growth mindset and add on to your why of
Right.
what made me here and how am I going to grow from that. Right?
Because it's important, because you're going to model yourself after somebody. You might as well find out who is and make sure you like the direction you're going, because it's going to happen. As we grow, it's going to happen. Like, people used to say that all the time as kids, like, oh, who you surround yourself with, like, shut up, blah, blah, blah. And not just who you surround yourself, your parents too. But at the end of the day, if you don't focus and kind of put energy towards that group or that decision on who those people are going to be, it's going to be somebody. And then you're going to wake up one day and be like, why do I do the things I do? Oh, I'm just like that person. You know, like that, because that's what I grew up with. Yeah.
It's like the scene from Matrix where like Mr. Smith jabs his hand into Neo and he starts becoming Mr. Smith.
It's going to happen. It's
Joe Rogan stabs his hand through you.
Right.
You lose all your hair. You get like
Just
this
get
weird
bald.
purple glow of
That's,
red.
it gets shaped like a potato, and then
Yeah. And all of a sudden you start only eating, I don't know, bison and
whatever. Oh,
taking weird, weird
what
things.
Joe, old
No
Joe,
offense to Joe Rogan, but
old Joe. But
oh, good
yeah,
old Joe.
nah, seriously, right? Like it's like that's something to be conscious of though, because it's gonna happen. Like even
Yep,
if it's the people that you don't want to model, if you don't replace that with somebody, then that's gonna be what you follow, right?
yep.
You know,
It's easy to let those, I guess, negative things almost like eat their way and parasite their way in without even realizing, right?
yeah,
You don't get a tapeworm and know you're getting a tapeworm
no,
unless you're in like the 1940s. But
exactly.
but
But yeah,
it takes time for those things to manifest and those things to grow, right? I always say it's like kind of a little demon in a bottle, right? Is those things will kind of weasel their way in and start infecting everything around them. It's kind of like a zombie virus.
yeah. So it's important, man. It's important to know not only to choose who we want to role model, to be the best role model we could be, to choose the role models for our own lives, and to actually be honest with ourselves and find where, or be honest with ourselves where we might have picked up bad habits from, or we might have picked up from bad role models, right? Or bad things, or bad habits, or things that we don't want to be part of our lives. But it takes a lot of self reflection. It takes a lot of, being aware, right? Being honest with yourself. You know,
Yep. And once again, it comes back to this honesty. I can't even speak. Oh my goodness. What did I just say?
I
Okay.
don't know.
It takes a lot of this is honesty to yourself and then honesty to others, and those two things together will feed back to each other and then allow you to become the person that you want.
Exactly.
Vulnerability to others, vulnerability to yourself,
Right.
first and foremost.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Authenticity, man. You can't be authentic if you're not honest with yourself. Then you're just sharing.
There we
You're
go.
just sharing, passing the lie forward,
Yep.
and we don't want that.
We do not.
Yeah.
All right. That was pretty smooth. You know,
Yeah.
only one mention of Shrek.
1 minute of Shrek. Yeah. Hopping back
One,
in strong.
you know. But yeah, so next week's conversation, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into role modeling and what it does, what it has done for us as we've kind of grown older. I mean, I'm 1 year older starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what it has created into ourselves, the good side of it that we've taken away, maybe in the bad side of it, as Nas said in our first podcast. Shit.
Shit.
Shit. But
What the people had
the
in my
pros and
life.
cons,
Shit.
right? Yeah. That has been like playing in my head ever since we started this podcast.
Shitty.
But no, we'll take away some information from our next conversation and kind of give you guys our kind of background, I guess. Kind of
Yeah.
a little bit of a deeper talk.
For sure,
Yeah.
man. We'll get back into it first. Get deeper into it. Talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, all in between.
Oh yeah, spaghetti western there. Clint Eastwood.
Oh, yeah.
You know, pick your poison of what era you want for positive or negative role models. You know,
Right. Right.
That's a dangerous game to play.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that'll be it, man. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to it. Getting back into it.
I'm
Yeah.
happy we're back in action now
Yeah.
and having
yeah.
a good setup too. So that's nice.
Yeah, this works pretty well, actually. You know.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
You got a closing tagline here?
Man, I don't even got a
That won't get
closing tagline. I
copyright
got a closing tagline. I was like, I got to get back to
That
the
won't-
little one now. Whew,
Okay.
That's
Okay.
weird to say. Ha.
How about the locker room
Mm-mm.
where we the locker room where we pass where we figure out the Pee-wee and the me.
The what?
What?
The
Like Pee-wee, like the little Pee-wee
the
and then the
Pee-wee
me,
and
you
the
know?
me?
Yeah, Little
No.
us versus big us.
Yeah, but
Right?
that's
Because
just a
we
weird
talk
way.
about talking to inner self.
Yeah.
No, too much.
No, that was just
Okay.
no,
That was weird.
no.
Okay. How about the locker room where role models I get the follows?
We'll work
Nope.
on that. We'll have a better one by the next one because
We'll have a better one.
Yeah, but it's the locker room, and I'm glad to
It's
be
the
able to
locker
talk to y'all again.
Yeah.
And man, keep it going. Oh,
Keep it going.
like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know.
Oh, that doesn't feel right.
No.
But yeah, like and subscribe for sure.
Yeah.
Ring the bell for notifications.
All that.
All the good stuff.
But do it.
I got the locker room where you can pull positive lessons from Lord Farquaad.
We'll find a way.
We'll find a way. And there it is. We're gonna roll out here. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you guys in a little bit.
Yeah.
But when we roll credits. Okay. See you guys later.
Bye.